Hi there, I'm Emily Muehlstein with the Gulf of Mexico Fishery Management Council, and this is a public hearing video on a framework action that considers modifying fishing access in eastern Gulf of Mexico marine protected areas. So both Madison-Swanson and Steamboat lumps marine protected areas were established in June of 2000 to protect gag spawning aggregations. Combined, the areas cover 219 square miles. When the areas were established, they were closed to all fishing except fishing for highly migratory species such as tunas, marlins, sharks, and swordfish. Then, in 2002, the Council decided to allow surface trolling from May through October. It also decided to prohibit the possession of reef fish all year round unless in transit, and it decided to prohibit possession of all fish species from the months of November through April, unless in transit as well. We're here because the Council's Reef Fish Advisory Panel recommended that all fishing be prohibited in Madison-Swanson and Steamboat lumps because they're not legitimate trolling destinations and because there's rampant reef fish poaching that is occurring in those areas. Now, law enforcement did note that enforcement is difficult because the locations are remote and because anglers can actually bottom fish under the guise of surface trolling. So the Council is considering two actions. The first one looks at modifying trolling provisions, and the second one looks at modifying provisions on the possession of fish in the marine protected areas. So we'll start with action one, which looks at modifying those trolling provisions. Alternative one, as always, is the no action alternative, and that would continue to allow surface trolling from May 1st through October 31st within the boundaries of both Madison-Swanson and Steamboat lumps. Now, alternative two here would prohibit fishing year-round in both Madison-Swanson and Steamboat lumps. So then we move to action two, which considers modifying the prohibitions on possession of fish in both Madison-Swanson and Steamboat lumps. Now, the first alternative is the no action alternative, and that would prohibit the possession of Gulf reef fish or any other species from November through April each year. The second alternative would prohibit the possession of any species of fish other than highly migratory species year-round, with no exception for vessels that are in transit. And the third alternative would prohibit the possession of any Gulf reef fish year-round, with no exception for vessels that are in transit. So the Council plans to take final action on this framework at its June meeting. Before doing so, it would like to hear your input on the proposed alternatives. So please send us your comments by visiting our online comment form, which you can find at this link, or simply by emailing us at gulfcouncil@gulfcouncil.org. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video and send us your thoughts.